I spend 100 days building an ultimate fortress city to defend the last of humanity in the depths of Cataclismo. Full Release has hit, a new biome, the Depths, has released, and I am keen to see what is in there. Can I survive the nightmarish hordes? Can I build a good-looking castle? Let's build, let's play. And we have landed in the darkest depths of hell. Every survived night we get 3 random choices. Our first choice of the run will be this. 5 research points, 425 oxygen. That's expensive. We're going to immediately put that oxygen into place because we have 8 into buying a wood pack, a stone pack, hardware supplies so our resources come in faster and thicker, and the Menelaus shot. Our bowman, of which we have 1 here next to our hero, will be able to shoot multiple arrows at once every 30 or so seconds. Humanity may have fallen and mutated, but some of us are left. Why is that there? That's a sign there's an enemy spawning next to our base. Our first steps will be building oxygen filters. You have to build them high up to get whatever's left of the oxygen. Yes, we do actually need these filters because the whole of the world is actually full of the horrible mutating plague which wiped out the Earth. And then the important things like a sawmill next to the wood area here. Our next step is a quarry here to grab ourselves some stone and ore. We must explore which ways the enemy can attack us. One is quite clearly here because of an enemy spawner. That appears to be a drop into even deeper depths. Over here in the southeast, this is definitely another way to go. We're going to have to fortify, and it appears to not be a drop into the depths. We have an attack way here, here, and here we're going to have to fortify. Also, there appears to be trees over here, so we're going to expand our building range. The beacon will be placed, because we can only build inside an area where the beacon defends us against the night. And that marker means the enemy's coming. And we build a load of houses so humanity can start surviving. Let's start building, growing, giving ourselves as much resources as possible. Oh, and also let's get a barracks down to get even more soldiers on the field. But with that said, we're going to get down another sawmill, another quarry, and once we have the resources, another hardware supplies to up the amount. We have 1 over there, slowly giving us even more wood. As we're still building out, so having a look around, I'm going southeast because I saw some more trees. We have 3 stages of the day. We have daylight, which is barely anything, evening, which is when we're getting warnings, and then we have nighttime where the enemy attacks and all our people hide inside. It just gets too toxic to live outside at that point. We are at war. So we're going to get a couple more archers down. Oh, and nighttime has just started. My people have gone to hide. They are coming this way. And this base means we can't push out far because we only have 3 troops. Our 3 soldiers stand prepared. Behind them, the oxygen, the citadel, and their housing. If they fall, well, we don't have any more people. Iris can be revived because they are our one and only hero. It costs 100 oxygen. And if the houses go, well, every single building will shut down. The oxygen needs to stay up on these horribly rickety wooden buildings, so they are very fragile. And everything else is mostly stone, so should survive a bit of a beating. Now, you may also notice the enemy is coming out of the area here. It's very dark. We can't see anything without those big beacons lighting the way. The enemy has already died by the looks of it, but there's something else we can use. If we put a lantern down, we can see further. So we will be building lanterns to actually see what the enemy can do. But the first night survived, resources are flowing, and our second choice. I'm thinking at this stage we go for more range, even though this is even more points. It's just slightly too expensive on the oxygen for now. With that, I'll carry on expanding, getting more oxygen up, and I think our next stage will be to try and take out this base over here. Well, I'll be honest, we're not expanding outwards, I'm still making troops, and all we've really done is produce more oxygen and get another sawmill over here. Every night we're not expanding is less resources, less defences, and less potential troops we can make. So being trapped in here is a problem. And with the enemy attack about to happen right about now, I've built a wall. The more blocks you put on a wall, the stronger it is. A basic one-piece stone block, as you can see, has 5 health. 4 of them get upgraded to medium armour and have 50 health. 7 of them get upgraded to high armour and have 125 health. Now, this is pretty weak. You break the bottom one, the whole thing will fall. But this has 25 times more health than this one. So I want to build as high as possible to make it so that it doesn't get destroyed. 150 health here, 60 health there. Oh god, that's the enemy spawner. Look at that. So this horrible mutating disease has turned your people into this. Because if you actually scroll up to the top of it, you can see hands. This used to be a person. Every enemy used to be a person. Look, it's holding the banner. So There's probably like 7 or 8 people mutated into this. We need to release them from their torment and kill them. This used to be a person, but at least, you know, they can walk and move. This thing, all this thing can do with that hair there is just scream and cry. So it's the second wave. It looks like there's probably 5 times as many troops as there used to be. We're going to kill them all. Then we're going to release their suffering. These are all rubbish. We're going to re-roll our single free re-roll. And I guess give Iris 5 extra range. Iris has an AoE magic attack. And we send 1 archer down to encourage the creatures to come out of this horrifying monstrosity. Then we retreat back to the wall. Can you not really see 'cause it's still dark? Come on. Okay, here they are. Here they come. Cool. There's centaurs. These creatures carry 4 little young ones on their side. They are very important targets. We have a lot of enemies. A lot of different types of enemies. We have feeble vermins, regular vermins, and centaurs. So we kill them all. The enemy can't use stairs for whatever reason, so they'll break that down. Attack the wall. All of them will die. And then we're going to kill the undefended flesh monstrosity of their home. And there we go. This thing dies. If you look in the background, you occasionally see eyes. You see them just there? Those eyes mean there's other creatures waiting in the horrifying depths. But the first one of these is gone. And we finally have access to more juicy points. I will be buying the powder ball for my explosive troops. We have one at the back over here. Lobbers do AoE at very low range. I will be buying the mist condenser. The mist which did all of this horrifying work, which is over here and a bit over on the other side, can be turned into high explosives. We will harness the power of the mist against the enemies. We're not expanding too far. There's another bloody spawner over here. More people have been turned into... Oh my god, it spawned. Okay, that thing there is a boomer. They explode when they get close range. The creature has no head. I think it's 2 people. And then, of course, we have the runners, which are definitely at least 2 people, poor things. Runners are very fast and high damaging, and boomers, of course, do booms. We need to kill everything, so kill the runners. Kill the runners faster. Okay, good. No soldiers have died, but as you can see, the enemies are extremely numerous. Now, blisters, when they explode, do have a time limit, so they're fine. But everything else must be released from life. Come on. Yeah, I know we're under attack. We're dealing with it. But, oh, they're taking out the staircase. Okay, we push out. We kill whatever's left over here. And then we keep pushing. Oh, that poor thing. That abomination back there shoots out babies. You see that? That is at least 7 or 8 people combined. So those need to be killed. See, there's even a person on its head. Luckily, they die easily. As you can imagine, in larger numbers, they are annoying to kill because they stay back. I mean, at least... Oh, I was going to say this one looked fine, but this is... Oh, those poor people. What we're going to buy is an increased military cap to get some more soldiers. While expanding northwest, I found a large group of more mutated enemies and more resources this way. I'm not finding any good places to build defensive walls, but... God, that drop. But we'll figure out what we can, where we can. The enemy doesn't like attacking the lights because these ones don't antagonize them like the beacons. The enemy's about to attack Night 3 and we've pushed out. I need to see where the enemy come from. There's a lot of mist over here. The enemy can pass through. We can't because of how horrifyingly transformative it is. But if they come this way, we could probably build another defensive line. And they do. So it's still early days. The enemy is still weak. We need to push out, see what they're doing, see where they're coming from, and fortify every position we can. Well, that enemy force died within seconds. Veteran units getting 50% more damage for 100 resources. A Hogar Ballista, they are powerful. Let's go for veterans get more base damage. We need more stone now. We must keep expanding because now we need even more resources. Stone's over there near the enemy. Down over here near the enemy. Or maybe over here where we're still expanding. But on the bright side, the enemy is now attacking from the east. So they're probably going to attack over here. Or maybe here. We still don't know. With our new research points, I've grabbed spikes and the warehouse to store even more resources and get upgrades. Although space is becoming a bit of a problem in our central area. More houses are being put down, more oxygen is being built, and more soldiers are heading towards the front. Although what I have found is if the enemy paths this way, we can very easily fortify it. So here and here, we can defend. Still unknown over here. We'll have troops stand there just in case, because this area will take a long time to path through. We definitely need to expand. Our central area is just the houses alone, and now having to build houses under the oxygen areas is an absolute mess. And my troops do have to run through it, so this is not good directly next to our city centre. Our very first warehouse has been built just there, all the way out onto the east. If the enemy's not attacking from that way, we are screwed, because I'm now fortifying the heck out of it. I am getting the feeling the enemy's coming from this way, so we're going to send a couple of soldiers over there to be prepared to die. I tell you what, this quarry I've built here has given me 7 and 9 a minute, which is nowhere near the 100 we need. So even with this hardware and 6 people working in it, this quarry is an absolute goddamn waste of time. Also, there's a spawner next to it. That probably should have been the most important thing, but there's a spawner out there, and I think even more ore. So we need to kill the spawner and not die to this enemy attack. Where's it coming from? It's coming from over here, so we do need to fortify this. Okay, we're taking a few minor problems. We will now bring this force over to here. We've now learned it a lesson. The enemy needs to die because we don't have much in the way. We're going to lose a few beacons, which is a problem. Well, we've survived. We've lost a couple of buildings, but we've survived. We can't build any more defences because we are out of stone, but there we are. Luckily, we have some free sawmills and free quarries, which I'm going to bloody take. But we need somewhere to put them. Although it looks like this area here has no way to attack it. So this is a free build area. So another quarry's going down. We need more houses for more people. But this could be good. We're actually going to build some houses over here because it seems like a nice safe shelter. There we are. We'll be needing more oxygen soon, but this is good. A small defended area. And while we're at it, we're going to wipe out this spawner over here. The enemy numbers are more numerous, but we have enough troops to deal with them. And with this area is secure. Now the enemy we've just found will not attack this area, so this could be good to keep on expanding. The enemy from here wants to go here. So we already know this side and this side are already got their attack patterns down. In fact, because the enemy is now coming from multiple directions, we are going to buy the increased military cap again. Just because the enemy is only attacking one direction now doesn't mean they're going to stay that way. I've let one extra knight go past, just gained some extra buildings from it, and this is now my new defences. As you can see, I was building against this wall, and this is the attack. And you can also see the dead bodies show that the Furies, the runners, are the main attack force. They destroyed the wall over here. So we now have Furies as the first assault of every position. Luckily, this squad here has been able to deal with the enemies, but a couple more archers and maybe some more defensive walls are what is needed. Oh, and also we're going to upgrade our archers so they have a faster attack speed. That is perfect. So the southeast, the wall's going up. The actual east, we've expanded quite significantly because the enemy isn't pushing at all in this area. Over here, we've fortified this area, and I have 3 archers on a tower over here because the enemy will always attack from the places they attack. So little waves are attacking this and destroying all my buildings. We've still done nothing to the west. We also at some point need to finish off some of these Hogar requests to get even more research points. We need to survive 2 waves without losing units. Done. Train 2 more soldiers. We can't do that. We have 1. And do 250 more wood pieces. I was going to build a weird wood tower somewhere over here. Let's get that one done now. And there we go. All this wood has given us a few more research points. Hogar requests are where we get our reward points. And these main objectives are where we get our upgrade. We need to get to the next tier to get better things. Oh, and if we hunt down another 60 horrors with our hero Iris, we get another 5 points. So my hero team is going to go west. Interesting news, they ran from here to here, rather than going round the back, which means if I fortify this too much, the enemy will take the path of least resistance and go this way. So we need to fortify this to stop the enemy wanting to go that way. I will say pushing down west, there's no direct route west, so we could probably fortify quite easily anyway. See this? The enemy can go through the fog here, and this fog waterfall, weird, but I think a good defensive position might be over here, unless I'm stupid, there's something this way. No, turns out I'm stupid, there's something this way. While I'm exploring west, the path to the east, the path of least resistance, is getting heavily bricked up. If I can make sure the enemy doesn't want to come this way, they won't come this way. I've set up a single light out there to see where the enemy's coming from, I'm very curious. Oh, it's that way. Good. And also my hero's out here because we kinda is too many rushes. Push back, push back, push back. And we do need to get Iris to kill a few more critters. But this is way too many runners. Now, luckily, it's all coming from one side. The enemy will be spread out, I imagine, soon. But yeah, the enemy is very numerous. And I think that unit power increase means we just got our first elite. So the ones in the gold hats, they're elite soldiers. Elite soldiers do significantly more damage, which means they do so much more kills. Although right now, Iris needs the kills. So we survived the night, which gave us no deaths, which allows us to upgrade to there, which I think we're going to get extra crit damage on all units. And we have an attack coming from that way, which is bad. We have no defences that way. With our new research, I'm going to grab the banner, which does more damage, the Merlon, which does more boosting of defences, and the window pieces, which also boost defences. And also because I can't get to the next tier without finally doing some of these main objectives, which are becoming quite difficult. I've got my troops over to where the enemy attack's coming from, and I can't quite tell if it's actually going to come this way. If it is, I could fortify here. But if it isn't, it could be going anywhere else. So I guess I'm about to find out by building a wall here and having my troops stand on this side. Well, I won't say it's the best defensive wall I've ever built, because most of it's made out of wood at the back, but it's a defensive wall, and if the enemy doesn't come from this direction, I am really screwed now. Oh, they are going the other way! Oh, bugger! Oh, no! Okay, the enemy's coming this way, which isn't the worst, because we should be able to slow them down somewhat. There we go, that'll slow them down. Troops, keep pushing! Get to here! Shoot, shoot, shoot! There we are. Kill them all, kill them all, kill them all! Yeah, if in doubt, wood it out. We have a lot of wood, so we can easily put sacrificial areas all over the bloody place. So despite this, we are still holding nicely. We did just lose one of my beacons, but that is fine. And another wave happily survived. Oh, and good news, we survived the night, but the enemies grow stronger. And are now apparently attacking from 2 separate directions. And also, we're going to grab this, so lobbers always hit all targets within the radius of their attacks, although I do really want that. While I'm waiting for the attacks to happen, I'm expanding this way. If we get 500 wood a minute, we will gain our first upgrade point. And I kind of need it, because I need more troops, I need better troops on the field. Well, this could be bad. The defensive wall here is very haphazardly built, although some is supercharged because of the wall it's touching. All my forces are mostly there. I have a few troops at the back to stop attacks happening. There's 2 guys there. And this wall is, as you can tell, also haphazardly built. And also, one guy over here is eating my goddamn tower. And this side is the problem, because we cannot literally see where the enemy is. We have 0 visual. Luckily, the enemy is dying, so this should be fine. But we need more points. We need to get more wood to at least get one of these up and running. We can't keep taking these kind of hits. Well, they're going to die, but they are becoming more numerous, they're becoming tougher, and they're becoming annoying. Now, as you can see, this wave is gone. The other wave will soon to go, but you see that? Look at the range these guys have, because they can see the enemy with this goddamn tower. Either way, another night survived. Or it would be, if it wasn't another guy over here still eating my bloody wall. And there we are, we now have 3 attacks coming in. This is bad. While we're waiting for another attack, I'm going to wipe out this horrible base over here. These people need some kind of salvation. Luckily, we have extra health to deal with that. I chose a plus 50 health from the morning. We're also needing a lot more troops, which of course needs a upgrade point, which needs either lots of dead soldiers, more troops, or 500 wood a minute. Oh, and getting the extra resources, these sawmills don't gather much of the trees because apparently there's an up or down system. This is too far down, we're not getting any of the trees mined. This is doing a 7, this is doing a 6. There are no 15s here. Great. It's taking 7 people to do 18 wood a minute. This is not the success I was hoping for. We need to find better wooded areas, and I'm not seeing any, which won't result in a massive war just to keep them. We might be able to get over here, but I don't know what is in fact over here, so we're going to have a look. If anything, things are getting dark. So the only thing we can do to stop things from going truly dark is building defences where I know the enemy can attack. They can come up here, so we have a wall here. Enemy force over here now have centaurs, and they do still want to path this way. So I guess we're still fighting with this teeny tiny little area over here. Luckily, because we now have centaurs, we don't have that many furies. But I think the big wave will always be on the first place it attacked. We'll have to find out. I think we should be... Why are they pathing through so easily over here? Okay, we're dealing with them quite easily. The enemy forces are going down. We're getting a lot of crits because of the upgrades. So enemy forces are dying. We will need a lot more troops, and hopefully we can get the 500 wood very soon. But we are surviving another night. I just gained myself a free air silo from surviving the night. This gives us oxygen upgrades and also stores oxygen. And there we go, the air silo is built on top of my barracks. I'm still expanding this way. We know the enemy doesn't attack from this direction, so if I can get resources from here, I will. It does mean the enemy might stop pathing towards it if, you know, there's a few beacons out there. The enemy hates beacons. Oh, look at this. The way the enemy is not attacking here is because mostly it appears to be sealed. The enemy can't get to this section. I'm not entirely certain it can get to this section either. And despite the precarious position my defences are in, the city's expanded massively. As you can see, there's houses and oxygen absolutely everywhere. We survived another night, pretty simple if I'm bluntly honest. The enemy's attacking from the south for the very first time. We'll have to move all our troops over here. But we finally have, once this is built, over 500 wood a minute. It's outside my defensive line, but it needs to be done. And there we are. We're tier 2. We can finally buy the shinier things. So the first thing we're going to get is the bomber's workshop. Let's get some artillery on the wall. The next thing we're going to get is an upgrade to our cap. And just for now, because I don't know where to put it, I'm building it over here. With that, we start getting ballista, hopefully, on the field, and bombardiers. Ballista do single line attacks, which are like 5 or so tiles in a row, and bombardiers do area of effect. Both of those will be massively needed, but do take a 2x2 area to stand on. And we do in fact have access to cannoneers. We just need more troops to make them. They do require a few extra resources. Our very first 2 cannoneers are being recruited. We're going to get the area effect up and running too. So it's time to start upgrading all of our buildings to master sawmills and master quarries. We're slowly but surely going to take control of this area. I'm not building a wall, I want to see what the enemy's capable of, but we have slowly fleshed out the area. And 2 cannoneers will be on this wave. Okay, good. The enemy is coming from this direction. We've already got fire going upon them. The enemy is dying, and the cannons are exploding. We should be able to make very quick work of the enemy. But the enemy is getting very, very numerous. In fact, that's probably a bigger problem. Look at the amount of them. Luckily, cannoneers are area of effect, so that's doable. But yeah, this is a few. Just a few small retreats are in order. We may lose a few of the towers, but again, it's fine. And the enemy has been wiped out. Another night, and it looks like the attack over here actually has the spawners. The big mobile bases are now attacking us rather than us attacking them. We have cannoneers on every single wall, and we have another amount of soldiers. We're going to get a few more cannoneers because we like them. And hopefully the cannoneers we currently have will be able to be good enough. There are now centaurs absolutely everywhere, and the enemy is now pathing this way. It looks to me that since we've started sealing this area off, oh, they're already here, most of the enemies now go up to the east. So we can fortify this a bit more. Maybe no enemies at all will attack this wall. Although, as you can see, the abominations do require some more specialist troops to shoot them. We can't quite bring them down fast enough yet. Yeah, we definitely need a lot more cannoneers. At least 2 per wall, maybe 3 per wall is where we're at. And also, obviously some defences eventually in the west. One other thing I've been doing apart from defences and cannoneers is upgrading every single quarry and sawmill to the next tier. Well, enemy attacks are getting a little bit more dangerous. This is a single wave attack from one area. And as you can see, these spawners are quite massed right now. We do need more troops. I have a few guys at the back because my hero Iris is here. But this is what we're now looking at. But luckily, they're still dying easily. We do need a few more cannoneers, but they are still returning to hell. We're still getting more cannoneers on the field. I'm still trying to get as many as I can on each wall. There's even a tiny wall down here, and I'm building absolutely everywhere, as you can see. We've expanded in many directions. This area here is basically sealed. We built a ladder. This area here is sealed and we're stealing more stone. And we're slowly but surely preparing for ultimate war. We just need more cannoneers again, and more resources. Either way, the small ones die. There is significantly more of the ballistas. The boom bodies are absolutely everywhere. But with the more cannons we have, which now also do stun damage. If a cannon hits something, they usually stun it. I'm trying to get more and more things operational. We just need supplies. If I get 2 more soldiers, we get to the next tier, which kind of helps us. Despite the fact that sometimes these guys get a bit too close and take out chunks of wall like you just saw, they're not causing issues enough for me to give a damn. Ooh, gonna spend a bit of wood to get our buildings to be more powerful. We do need more wood flowing in, but for now we are going to basically be indestructible. And to really emphasise the fact they're running out of time, I'm trying to put this big bugger down. This will make all of my walls significantly stronger. I guess it's going there. It looks really cool and totally not out of place next to a mine. But with that in place, we can now start doing upgrades like much tougher walls, better lanterns. And as they go and get completed, health just increases massively on some of these wall pieces. They are really losing their chance to stop us. I've produced 34 soldiers. A 35th one is of course my hero, Iris, wherever the hell they are. We've survived multiple attacks. I was waiting till we had a full-scale assault from all sides, which is yet to happen. But we've now got to the 3rd stage, which means you have access to these things like upgrading our buildings, upgrading our air filters, finally getting the damn air trader so we can start selling air for stuff like minerals and gold and so on. So we have a lot of options. We need to start slowly but surely grabbing them all. And see this opal horror option here? Opal horrors are regular creatures with a shield. You have to breach the shield before you can breach the creature. So now they have dual health bars basically. Whoa, so the waves are getting bigger. But these, you see, these are the purple bars and slightly shinier heads. These guys are opals, so I have to breach the opal shield and then breach the creature. There was an upgrade if I got a crit, which instantly removed the shield, but I didn't choose it because I'm a muppet. So we have to fight them the old-fashioned way with a lot of firepower and hope we can bring it down. So you see that? Let's go back to a regular one. So it's sort of pretty simple. There are different levels of these creatures, so these ones are the easiest of all of them to kill. But they're going to get tougher and tougher and tougher. With our 2 current upgrades, I'm going to buy the bulk air filter and the air trader. So now we can trade our oxygen to get stuff like stone. And we can build even more oxygen. Next step is probably going to be upgrading the houses to have even more people. The fair, perfect and self-regulating market, it says so right there, so it must be true, has been placed down. I'm also going to upgrade as many of these buildings as I can in one fell swoop, because otherwise I am quite literally going to forget. Oh, and over here the enemies barely moved and mostly died because the cannons keep stun-locking them into eternity. Eternity being their death. And we're going to make all of my troops do 5 more damage per attack. Mostly because I kind of need it. And also that upgrade I just did is now giving me 2,500 oxygen a minute. It may be a bit too much if I'm bluntly honest. It's night 24 and it's finally happened. Although a lot of dead things are down here. If you look, every single area finally has attack coming in. We are rushing to fill this one in, but every single wall now has locals. The waves are only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. See this? This is pretty basic, only 2 massive abominations. But it is the beginning of the end. For now, we can only expand, grow and build better defences. Eventually, this stupid little wall I've built here will be absolutely pointless. Now, with that wave over and the enemies getting even stronger, I am completely clearing most of the map. You may or may not have noticed it. Troops gain extra 10 health. Oof, that's expensive. So I've wiped out another enemy spawn over here. About 100 odd enemies over here. I'm trying to push out these enemies over here so I can get that final one up here. It doesn't really help me because I still need resources for the lower level stuff, but it's a good start. Even if it means I have to do dumb things like this little bridge thing here to keep attacking the enemies. More and more of them die, 27 are left, and there's only a couple of places they can actually be. One being here, another one being on one of the northern, well, eastern walls. We'll deal with that one later. And there we are, more and more. We're down to about 10. I think I've found the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. And while we wait for the final group to be killed, I'm upgrading as many houses as I possibly can. You see that? That is civilization coming to life. We now have nearly 100 citizens ready to be turned into willing labourers / soldiers. And with the arrival of civilization comes my troops sneaking out of this wall and slowly but surely killing this grouping over here. And there they all are, dying off. Look at that, 9, 8, 7, and this lot should be the final group we need. Oh, wait. 1 horror survived? What? Wait, there it is, it's in the corner, and we've done it. 3 more mist condensers are being built up in the northern area. Back there are many warehouses and huge amounts of housing. We still have many, many more shacks to upgrade. Our wood is slightly down, so we need to get even more master sawmills down. I'm not quite sure where, but we're doing that. And slowly but surely, we've turned our place into a fortress of humanity. With enemy forces quite literally being... Look at that, that one has 5 bars of shield. Getting steadily more and more difficult to kill. See that, like huge amounts of shots. We are getting to the situation where we need heavy infantry and lots of heavy infantry. The trouble with that, of course, is we don't have lots of heavy infantry, and we may have to start sacrificing certain bowmen. But to do that, we need more of these points. We need abominations to die. We need feeble vermin to die. Not even finding... Look how many health shield bars that has. Not even find that many feeble vermin. Like 7 a wave. That was going to take forever to do. Now we could roll it, but that would take even longer. And as you can tell right now, the enemy are still easy enough to kill. They just take time. See? Shot, shot, shot. They take a cannon shot, they start getting stunned, and they're easy enough to kill. So, we just need more, because eventually, another few waves, we will be bloody overwhelmed. Oh my god. So this is what we're looking at now for single assault sides. Look at that. And a load of them are even shielded now. So maybe it's time to build defensive walls on this area here, because I thought we'd still be okay. Luckily over this side I've built a couple of these Hell's Arrows. It means my partisans shoot fire arrows to set the enemy on fire. We also have sparks, which when they hit, the enemy catches fire and explodes when they die. Sparks are great. They might make 10 other little guys explode. And that's how you get this massive wave of death going on. But yeah, this is a few too many, isn't it? This is way too many. It is, however, helping my opal horrors go up, because these spawning opal horrors at the back have added loads, so we're going to get another 5 points. I will say, however, as it's taking several minutes for these things to die, we're going to take probably another 40 to 50 nights just to get the feeble vermin. So I'm going to re-roll that, because that is just dumb. Oh, opal horrors again, great. It's been a couple more waves, and I have allowed my points to accumulate, and what we can now buy is important. Things take too long to die. So we now have the Elite's quarters. We have filled our available space with absolute insanity. But our Elite quarters is currently going here. And that will allow us to have hunters and partisans. Hunters are snipers and partisans are heavy weapon specialists. Hunters will be added to every single wall. They need the highest place available, I think 11 or 15 meters high. So we'll have to start building towers and proper defences eventually. And while we're at it with new troops, it's time to start getting our soldiers in their perfect positions. Oh, I've deleted that. Cannoneers need 4 meters or less to slow targets. Archers need 5 meters or above to do critical chance. So it's time to actually make this wall here specifically looking good. I'll be honest, now I've built a large chunk of it, this looks extremely fragile. If this wall goes down, it'll take out the windows, it'll take out these stone half arches I'm using for optional things. The front wall should never be able to take out everything at the back. Also, there's a single block here which is 50 meters deep, because that's where the big drop is. So for now, this is what we've got, but I need to work on it more. I mean, look how experimental it is. We've got wood at the back, we've got a single piece of stone here so this guy can stand his 51 meter hold so he can shoot out. We have a single ballista hanging out here. Not good. I think it should be about 3 deep in the middle, so I'll work on that. Either way, we'll see how well it goes. The enemy only attacks from this gap here, which I've been building along here, because they can't path up here. They won't path to the walls or path to the target. But, you know, for now, this is what we have. And, it's not the best. It's not the best at all. The cannoneers being low now means their shots slow down targets, which is good. Which is obviously what I was after. We're getting crit shots. We're getting the attacks from the ballista. This guy is single targeting everything, but because he's at the back, he can't see anything here. So he's basically shooting stuff there. We're doing okay. Do you know how I'm building walls and expanding? I did a dumb. I've made my cannoneers do more damage, but it's costing 150 stone a minute. So I'm now minus 111, which is not good when I'm trying to expand. So I'm selling a lot of air, and I'm trying to buy as many walls as possible before I run out of stone. I mean, I'd love to expand, but the only stone I can see is probably over here, and in the way of the enemy attack. See this? That's a place I could do it, but it involves literally staring deep into the enemy's eyes. It's give or take a week after the last bit, and I've solved our stone issue. Oh, it's -11. I've no longer solved our stone issue. Basically, I got just enough points to do upgrades on important things. The hardware supplies are now improved hardware supplies doing improved amounts of resources. All of the houses are upgraded, all of the airfields are upgraded, everything is upgraded, including the Masonry Guild, which is now giving me even more health for my walls, which are still on the verge of being upgraded. And currently, this is the new and improved wall defense system. We have 2 hunters who are snipers, assassins up top, 3 cannoneers over here. I need to sort these guys out a bit better. And we are devastating the enemy forces. I still need to make this better, because as you can see, the enemy are getting through quite drastically, and that is dumb. But, yeah, the numbers are growing. The enemies are dying, and there's huge numbers of opals. In fact, the opal forces... Look how many shield bars some of these guys have. Luckily, the enemies still bunch up a lot. I've had to expand the wall. This area here is going to be completely sealed and become a solid section. I think all my troops will be over here or up top. Because they keep bunching up, a lot of my troops now have AoE special abilities. The cannoneers will have the next AoE special ability to do more damage. But either way, a lot of critters will always die. This choke point here damn well makes sure of it. Look at that. I've somehow solved the stone issue, it just started going up again. The wood issue is quite high, the oxygen issue is insane, and the minerals issue has never, ever been an issue. I have found the enemy's no longer fully pathing towards this as well. And the only thing I've done over here is reinforce the rear wall behind it. So I think the enemy is seeing 2 separate walls and pathing towards the singular wall. The wave after the previous one is actually attacking this wall. I've extended the front a little bit so we get to see. The enemies do seem to be pathing entirely that way. And if that is the case, we're going to dual fortify this, move these troops out, and start retiring some of my archers, because we have the first of our partisans. Back over this wall, we're having a look at it. The runners ran past, that's a good sign. The regular guys ran past, that's a better sign. No one is pathing to this wall, which means we can now move troops over to over here. We're going to leave a couple of guys on the wall just in case, because you never bloody know. But they're... Oh, wait, no. They heard me talk about them. Wait, no. They are, in fact, pathing. Good, I was worried for a second. There may be a slight issue in the wall. Can you see what it is yet? Because they're slightly in. Guys, kill them quickly so we can put some wall pieces down. Guys, kill them faster. So, minor technical issues on the wall. We just need to reinforce it better. We are... Oh, my God. Clearing them. But we are going to lose a few chunks. Okay, I've moved all my heavier stuff from the other wall down at the bottom. So picking them off as they come in. And my troops up top should be, really bloody should be, picking off these guys. This is, yeah. Well, we're holding. Looking at this wall and how it went down, what I need to do is extend it across to here and over to here. Most of my troops can't shoot because this wall is in the way. So extend it across, fortify it more, get the multiple layer system in, and I think we should be good to go. I've begun to realise there's not just one wall I need to fully upgrade. Of course, with that wall sealed over here, this one eventually needs an actual proper defensive position. So I'm moving troops up to it. These are the spare ones, and I'm also slowly replacing all of my archers or bowmen with more elite variants. So if I can turn a guy into an artillery piece or an elite soldier like these partisans you can see shooting their rapid fire, then I bloody will. Although... moving this to here is making me path that way. Coolsy, stop doing that. Luckily, Iris now has special abilities. They can do a Tempest, which does area of effect damage, and they can summon extra bowmen. They're temporary bowmen, but they can and will be summoned liberally. With that, we get extra firepower, extra damage, and extra troops being shot in the face. We may lose the wall. We may have to retreat. In fact, yeah, retreating's out on the menu right now. Retreat and keep shooting from over there. So the entire wall is being bombed. That is great. Now, luckily, we will still survive because we have huge amounts of troops. But this is just a problem that we need, oh my God, to solve. Yep, we've lost everything in this area. We can and will have to rebuild, but we are winning. Iris's ability is one of the few things saving us right now. The Tempest, able to kill all these little guys, is massively useful. But the enemy is now officially fully stopped in its tracks and dead. Everything has been rebuilt. I may destroy this wall over here to stop the enemy going around the side. It's been a couple more waves since the attack. I've started fortifying these walls because if the enemy comes over here, I don't want to start working on this and have them path this way instead. So a layered wall here has been built, which should be able to slow them down in case they come this way. And this wall over here is now a 3-layer thick super wall, so the enemy probably won't want to path through it. With these 2 walls in place, it's time to start working on this. Although I'm still tempted to leave that alone and work on the southern defence. Sorry, the western defence, because this is just a wall. It's not a defence, it's a bloody wall. I will say, I need to sort out this wall a lot sooner than expected. Just one attack from one direction has completely taken the edge out again. And I think killed someone, because we're at 49 and 50. You may notice I've still been messing around with this wall, and now 2 guys are upon it. I've put 2 ballista on top of it, because I don't know if this new wall design over here will work. And a bit of testing what I've done, the enemy doesn't like pathing into a dual wall because they think it's too angry. What they end up doing instead is a few of them go this way. I only had like 1 or 2 do it, but it's the first time I've had a massive horde. But yeah, the enemy is aiming for these gaps over here and this section over here. Basically, of course, the weaker points. Oh, okay. So I have found if I don't fortify this, the enemy does not go up it. What I have been doing is putting these little crenellations, the merlons on top, and fortifying it more. And the enemy absolutely detests that. They start attacking every other place. See that? I've fortified it a bit more, and suddenly they're coming this way. Now, whether this fortification does well is a different matter, because it's very much built, let's just say, on a budget. It's built on a budget. The tower's rubbish. The defences aren't fully there yet. And I'm beginning to think what I should do is build backwards like this and have an inverted L. Well, an actual just a regular L over here. So the enemy comes into this gap and gets hit by all sides. And you can tell it's a dumb decision because these creatures are not dying. Which is a very bad thing. Look at that. And there goes the wall. Oh, well, that was close. Yeah, there goes somebody out the wall. There goes the edge of that. We're already having to pull back to here. So just a few issues. So, with that being known, this defensive area is absolutely rubbish. And we need to work on it more. As you can quite clearly tell by the fact that I've had to abandon the entire area. So, with the remaining resources, I was able to build a new wall after we lost everything. Only 2 or so people died. But we have a bit of an issue. We have to move this out the way. But this is what our new defence looks like. I'm still debating whether it looks good. This is what we currently have. And as you can see, a few enemies died trying to clear it. And with the spike wall, this should deter anything from wanting to go down here. And if it doesn't, we need a thicker and thicker wall. I'll make it 7 thick if I have to. I just want them to not come this way. Well, the enemy wave is attacking. I'm not yet finished. I have so much more to do with it, as you can see. I'm getting the layers sorted. I need to figure the hell out of that. I have a major attack going on over there. Oh my god, not keeping an eye on currently. Oh, wait. The enemy are not currently pathing through the spikes. Well, we should be much better on this. I have a lot of special defences and siege engines on this side. As you can see, the enemy takes a lot of hits really fast, which is good. And then I also drop this down here. Does a massive AoE, and I summon some troops. Do that. So yeah, this area here, despite the fact it's the lowest downed area, is really good at killing locals. So despite that, this wall is completely safe, ironically. This wall over here, as you can see, nothing's touched this. The spikes have prevailed. I will figure this out over the next few ways, because despite the fact the enemy's getting close, because they're all sparking, they explode and kill everyone nearby. With wave 50 coming along, 50 being a massive milestone and maybe as far as we can ever get, I'm sorting out all my troops. Every single soldier I have is somewhere in this pile. So, judging from all of these numbers of troops pouring in, I have 8 ballista, 10 cannoneers, I have a huge amount of partisans over here, it says here 17, 8 hunters. So I'm thinking I need to get a few more hunters, so I'm going to retire the last few of my bowmen. And with 17 partisans, I'm not even sure if we need any more. We still have 1 extra lobber I'm getting rid of, and a single Hogar bowman who's been with me since the beginning. So for now, 5 partisans per assault position, I'd say. 3 cannoneers per assault position as well. 3 ballista per assault position. And there we go, and that should give us access to 3 hunters. Forces have now moved equally to all the walls. Well, despite all my best efforts and all my resources, I've not been able to do much with this wall here. I have built another piece of wall over here to stop the enemy wanting to come this way. So there's a path of extreme resistance over here. I even built a mist light, which is a teleporter. Nope, they're still pathing through. Cool. The path of most resistance, spiky death. Maybe let's build a wall around it. Maybe let's build a bloody wall. Alright. That's fine, I guess. We'll just move this force over here to deal with them. On this side, we need to make sure the blisters don't explode, because blisters are a problem. So we are going to be building up a few more small layer walls down there to stop the enemy getting too close. What that does mean, however, is we need even more stone coming in, and stone is our weak point. This area here is basically held, because let's face it, the enemy are not going to get through. Yeah, this area here is held. We need to build a better wall. I have learnt that. I will figure that out. And then I think we should be good to go. We're going to get one more partisan, and that should solve many issues. Each side should have 6 partisans, 4 cannoneers, 3 ballista, 3 hunters, and that is my entire assault force. And there you have it. 50 days survived, 3 more attacks going in the south. Well, the west is fine. We should be good. Oh, I'd love to have this one if we had even more stone coming in, but we don't. And this is useless because we don't have access to that. Let's re-roll. And this is useless too. Oh, joy. One more re-roll to waste all of our points. Well, let's start getting some Hogar troops on the field. So this wave I've fortified here. You can see brand new walls. I'm still trying. I can tell you this is very effective at keeping the enemy from going this way and that way when there's a lot attacking every single direction. Unfortunately, every single critter is coming from here. So I'm trying to not let them go this way. So I've been reinforcing so many areas. But it looks to me like the enemy might still try and go for it. So, with that being stated, I've put a huge amount of decoys to force them to want to go this way. Oh my god, there's a few of them. And as you can see, it's mostly working. Oh, there's a few of them pathing this way. There's just too many of them. Oh, there's way too many pathing this way. Despite the losses we're going to take, because I need to rebuild the wall, and we're probably going to lose a vast chunk of this area over here, we actually are mostly secure. The enemy can't do too much to us. We will lose pieces, but the defensive line holds. So it holds quite well currently. Going to the non-corner section, we usually have stuff like this. Most of the problems the enemy has is, because the abominations don't attack, they form conga lines. See this? All of this is going to die, which means these forces can move this way and try and salvage as much of this as they possibly can. So we'll hold up over here, attack them, and then rebuild from all the losses, which shouldn't be too many. And over here, the enemy is destroyed. This over here is slowly but surely increasing too. We will build citadels. Oh, and it looks like we actually stopped this attack with very few losses. And also, we've upgraded to have another 5 soldiers for the wall. And because cannoneers need even more of our mist fuel, I'm building 3 more mist condensers all the way over here in the northwest. And just like that, we rebuild, we rearm, we resupply. When the enemy isn't massively attacking from a single direction, we have very good defensive levels. This area here is still my absolute weakest, despite a window being on one side, but these soldiers have yet to properly fail. In fact, this grouping here is one of the most powerful groupings we have, because Iris is using magical spells, and the enemy usually gets stun locked right about here. I want to push forward to build an actual fortress just here, because we need something grand, but right now, this holds, and this holds really well. They get stuck on these, and they all get killed. See that? That's what happens. If I really want to make sure they die, I put down a storm. I then use the bowman echoes, which is upgraded to now get 3 of them. And if need be, I retreat slightly. The problem side, the one which keeps getting attacked, a few enemies now try and rush the decoys, and everything else still gets killed. I could probably do with a few more spikes out there. But as you can see from the enemy, they don't really have too much of a choice. And then over on this wall here, the enemy gets stuck here. See this? The enemy literally gets stuck just here and gets absolutely annihilated. So this is the average single attack wave going on now. As you can see, I've not really done too much, but the enemy is still dying quite significantly. none of the defences have really changed. I'm still trying to build a really cool fortress. It was meant to be a walkway over some stairs with 2 defensive towers, but there's a problem. There's stone behind it. Now I could move it over here, but I tried something, it got destroyed, and my troops had to retreat to here, where they annihilated the enemy. So I can't build something cool because practical is better than cool. Either way, despite the huge numbers of enemies, the only problem we're really having is these waves take forever. It's been several more days, there's a tower and another tower. I don't know how to build a good fort. There's no real good places, and again, practicality beats perfection. Unfortunately, because the waves are getting so big, see this one here is taking forever to die, I've been shooting now for 10 minutes, that this wall over here occasionally gets destroyed, which is why there's now soldiers over here. If these soldiers weren't here, the enemy would keep pathing through. But otherwise, everything is working just as intended, even the dragon's teeth over here. And with these final 3 partisans I'm sending to the centre, we've done every single soldier I can. You see that? The initial wave is horrifying, now absolutely everywhere. The sound is deafening me because of all the massive explosions. The problem isn't the first initial wave, that's the exciting part. The problem is the hundreds of abominations. They have 4,600 health, some are up to 5,500 health. That's a lot of shots to kill them. So as you can see, they're being stunned here, and then that's it. It takes a very, very long time to kill each wave now. And because it's a special night, it's wave 100, night 100, 100 waves survived. You can see I've not really changed very much. I've gained a few Hogar reinforcements I've placed liberally everywhere. But basically, nothing much has happened. Enemy waves are bigger, they're attacking everywhere. I put a few more stuff down. Iris is now over here, because it turns out if Iris was here, the enemy tries to pass through this. I learnt from defences, there was a fair few over here, but I ran out of resources. Oh, if you put these on top of these stone blocks, the enemy still tries to path towards it. As you can see here, the enemy is no longer pathing this way, because there's still a few decoys on top of things. So I learnt a lot, just small little tricks and tips. As you can see, there's a lot of people, there's Hogar troops liberally everywhere, spread throughout my defences. This wall takes barely any damage. Over on this side with the other tower, there are extra troops hidden out amongst it. You can see a couple on top, mainly bowmen, because you need stone for better troops and ore. But the enemy still doesn't get past this. They get trapped here. Sometimes they push a bit further and they die here. This, quite literally, is a graveyard for tens of thousands of enemies. We have survived for a long period of time. Back over here, as you can see, the enemy gets to here, they start dying. I don't even have to use my spells anymore because the enemy just gets stun locked over here. And also, if I knew F10 removed the UI, I would have bloody done it earlier. This is really cool for seeing battles, but I'm a moron. Either way, the enemy does kill a few of the smaller towers. I do take out the wall, it passed over here a little bit, but I have enough troops over here that they don't really do anything. See, there's even more captors back here. I forgot about that. There's literally captors. More Hogar reinforcements. And back over on this wall, the entirety of the enemy has pathed over. A few more have died, probably a lot more than I'm looking at. And as you can see, they've destroyed one teeny tiny piece of wall. And there's more Hogar bombers and Hogar captors over here as well. Like I say, there's probably about 100-120 soldiers hanging out inside my fort. So the enemy doesn't even get close. Like, not even slightly. I would love to have some more siege weapons. Maybe next time I run it, I'll only have siege troops and try and rely on getting hunters and things to try and fill it up. Because I think 70 ballista and cannoneers would do quite a lot of work. But as you can see here, the enemy is completely and totally stunned. Back over with Iris, the enemy is completely and totally stunned. Although if that little guy there breaks the wall, they might path around the side. So 2 out of the 4 attack routes is completely sealed. A third one is completely untouched. I am lying. The enemy is inside my line. Cool. The final wave they've got in. Sneaky little sods. So this is the biggest breach they've done in quite a while. I don't know how they got in, but we're going to deal with this now. Uh-oh. So just a few problems. Just more than a few problems. Okay, Iris is going to go over there as well. And yeah, despite the fact that this has happened, this is the only breach we've had in about 2 in-game weeks. All the other sides are fine. See that? The enemy is gone. Mostly. I still have troops over here. The guys are now shooting at them. They've destroyed a few things. It's annoying, but it is what it is. It's actually really annoying now I'm looking at it. But this has been 100 days of complete survival. We've lost like maybe 4 or so soldiers. That guy got picked off by the hunters. This side here is basically clear. This side here they got a little bit closer than I'd like. And as you can see, humanity has spread throughout the depths. We have houses, we have construction, we have the big massive barracks showing up everywhere, and we also have extra walls and so on. Oh, this lot's still alive. We have survived 100 days of the depths, 3 and a bit months. I think humanity is going to prosper. Although, I'll be honest, the fact that the wall fell again is bloody annoying. But I've been the Fallen Shogun. This is full release, I think, of Cataclismo. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, be awesome, be epic. Goodbye.